Alright, so welcome to Normanton Park. Today I'm in a very unique unit. There are only 8 such penthouses, which are 2 bed, 2 baths. If you want to have this view, that is One North, that is Queenstown. And of course on my right hand side you can see Reflections, which is the greatest outer waterfront region. If you love to live in this mega development, let's check out this home tour. This is a mega development that's just completed 2023. So if you are not aware of this project, this was on-block development when District 5. So if you drove past AYE while you're heading towards One North or maybe Jurong, you will definitely bypass this huge project. On the road line, you will notice that the project seems to be elevated upwards. The land itself is also slightly elevated upwards. 1862 units comprise of 1840 residential units. You have 22 units which are the strata houses. You also have another 1+7 commercial units, which allows you to settle your daily necessities. Commercial shops are accessible to all the residents here. So this is like a self-sufficient development. Right now, occupancy is approximately about 80%. Because in every project, there are definitely 2 distinct ownership objectives. Some first-hand owners buy the units here for their own stay. Some owners buy this for investment rental purpose. So in terms of its land size, it's close to about 11.5 football field because it's close to about 6,000 over square feet of site area. And there's also a 60-40 split in terms of the tower site coverage as well as the facilities coverage. So what you get is that you get 60% of the site area to be utilized for a facility zone, which is comprised of like a tennis court, you have basketball court, you have 5 different pools. In fact, one of the largest pools is about 150 meters, which could be the largest swimming pool within a condo in entire Singapore. Maintenance fee is less than $270. When you come to Normanton Park, you'll feel like the build quality is really solid, not just externally but also internally as well. Now we are at stack number 2 and there are only 8 such penthouses over here. The highest level is 24. This facing is towards the external facing. Right in front of me, of course, that will be the AYE expressway. Any external facing units, they all get this soundproofing mechanism at the balcony area. So basically as you come up, you definitely will be able to hear some road noise, but once you head in, it's sort of like this panel at the top has sort of absorbed most of the sound. The living area, it reduces quite drastically. Once I come into the dining area, reduces even more. And if you're here, technically you don't really hear much. If you see some construction over there, those are the BTOs that's upcoming at Queenstown area. And then you have Interlace on my right hand side. You got to see Grab HQ, you see the JTC office as well. That's the entire One North at Buona Vista. So this part of D5, you're going to get tenants from the medical industry, tech industry, the campuses. You're going to get students as well. You already have your own stay property, which is in PLB context, we call it a pivot home. And let's say you have a spare name from your spouse to buy a property for rental gain and rental investment. This is a very good project for rentability because not only do you get full facilities, you get very good sized units. Let's talk a little bit about this layout. This is 883 square feet. You have an additional about 110 odd square feet of strata space. That is in exchange for this 5.3 meters loft space. The unit below us is about 700 odd square feet. The key difference is about 11 odd square feet. So when you look at this, then you might be thinking, hey, Mel, is it worth to go for like a unit at the top level with this loft? So there are 3 types of 2-bedders. 2-bed compact will be the 2-bed 1-bath. 2-bed premium is 2-bed 2-bath, and then there's also a 2+ study version. Now this is the 2-bed 2-bath version. You only have 8 such units in the entire development. You are still allowed to build additional 5 square meters loft upwards. They will build up a stairway on this portion, and below the stairway they will mount the television. That will then lead you up to like a 5 meters loft space for your study room or zone for you to just chill out. So when you look at the additional 110 odd square feet that you are actually purchasing for this 5.3 meters loft, you actually can use half of it, and the other half is for you to really enjoy this kind of loft view. Because 5 square meters is about 50 odd square feet, it's close to about half of the extra strata space that you're getting. So you are getting the extra steppable space that you can construct for a furniture deck, and then you have the rest of this loft space. So based on this calculation, not all the strata void space that you paid are unusable. And for the foyer zone, it's not like an elongated foyer zone that eats out a lot of space. Just nice, it's like a nice little square for you to put in like a huge shoe cabinetry system. There's also another place here, which is your DB box area. This has additional shelf space for you to put in shoes as well. So kitchen, pretty decent. So you have an Electrolux oven, induction burner system, bottom storage with washer cum dryer over here, more storage space, pull outs over here, top hungs as well, Electrolux fridge. This is basically your aircon latch zoning. Space looks pretty decent. Ceiling height also pretty decent as well. Of course, you can close up this 2 sliding door panel. Common bath is over here. Not all common bathroom nowadays in new launches or newer projects do you get this. Most of the time it's ventilation shaft already. Common bedroom, pretty standard nowadays in terms of the sizing. Queen bed, you can tuck right to the corner. Sliding panel wardrobes all the way towards the top. In comparison, of course, some projects sometimes they're only up to about a 3/4 height and you have to top up the rest. Full panel windows throughout. As you come in here, the ensuite bath is slightly bigger than a common, also with its ventilation window, very sizable as well. A master room, you can fit all the way up to a king. This view, I think compared to, let's say, like some internal facing view which might crisscross along some towers, you have full-on privacy. You don't really have to close up your window blinds. You can really just leave it open in the day and night. Let's talk a little bit about pricing. Now, the highest bandwidth that has been clocked for D5 will be the new project at One North that's going at about 2627 within Normanton Park. Definitely the normal 2-bedders will be a lower quantum than this particular unit because this is 883 square feet. You have a bigger bandwidth square footage. We already shared that you can utilize 5 square meters for additional loft space. Now, if you want to know the quotation for building a loft, you can check out with Ayu and Patricia when you come for physical viewing. They will have the quotation ready for you because that will add a lot more usability as well to the loft space. So based on asking prices, it's asking at about $2,000 odd PSF based on a quantum price of $1.9 odd million starting from. The only way to see how it makes sense for you is to compare it with a new launch. So if you look across the region, if you need at least 650 square feet or 700 square feet and you have to plonk in at least 1.6 plus, 1.7 or even for some of the latest new launches, you have to go all the way up to 1.8, 1.9 million. Then the way to balance it is to think about, hey, should you go for a brand new launch, wait for 3 to 4 years for construction, and then you can move in? Or should you buy this that you can move in immediately if this is for your own stay? Since the quantum is about the same, but you can just buy this immediately, completion for 3 months, move it immediately. Since your entry quantum for the new launch and this just newly TOP project is the same. Second way, you're hunting for like a capital appreciation. For new launches, there's a herd mentality. Everybody enters around the same PSF. If you buy in something at about $2,600 per square foot, 3 to 4 years later, you want to mark up to about 2008, 2009 PSF together with the rest of the first-hand owners. In exchange for that, for any new launch that you enter today, could this particular unit at Normanton Park hit at least 2005 PSF? Because there's still a difference in what we call a disparity effect. Could this make sense as well? Because you are entering at a lower PSF level. Could this project actually piggyback some of the new launches that will TOP in about 3 to 4 years time in terms of the PSF growth? So with that, I hope that gives you a bit more clarity. But by and large, I think this unit is fabulous because firstly, top floor penthouse loft units are very hard to get because you definitely can get any 2-bedders available at different levels, but to get something on the 24th level, is not many units are for sale at any point in time. So if you want to have a look at this place, give a call to Ayu and Patricia. They'll be very happy to arrange a viewing for you. This is selling for vacant possession. And once again, my name is Melvin Lim, PropertyLimBrothers. As always, happy to show the place. Take care. OK， 好，这里，等一下啊 ，sorry， 就妈的 ，OK， 你可以给我1分钟吗 ？So there are 3 types， 那边 delete 掉。5 square meters is about 6， because 5 square meters